super productive for the policy group. I think we now have our finalized statement. We're going to mull on it for these next 2 weeks, and I think we'll be good for our coming together in 2 weeks. Before I hand it over to Anne, is there one group that would like to read theirs that has made some progress?
I have a question though, if no one, I just want to ask a quick question that came up in our subcommittee, Zeke. Is the focus specifically on youth? Or
No.
is it life? No, can be lifespan?
Can be lifespan, can be families, can be older adults, can be youth.
Got it.
The only group focused on youth is the youth committee. That's the only group who has a youth focused response that needs to come out of our plan. Everybody else is much broader than ours.
All right, so hearing no one that is feeling like reading their statement, we'll say this: in 2 weeks, we will come back, and that is when we are hoping to have these completely finalized and ready to go. So spend these next 2 weeks mulling, considering, thinking, message testing, whatever it is you need to do between now and then. The hope is to have our finalized drafts at our next task force meeting. With that, I am going to pass it to Anne to explain just a few new protocols as we move forward on both the DEI work as well as the individuals sharing their stories work.
All right. We have heard from many of you on your introductions, and as we get to the second half of folks introducing themselves, we'd like to assign people the upcoming months so that you know when it's coming and you can prepare. And if that date doesn't work, you can let us know, like, hey, that date doesn't work for me, and we'll get you switched around. But that way people can anticipate when their introduction is coming. So you can look for an email from me with that schedule laid out next week. Similar for the DEI topics. Fariha and Mark and Colby, and I know I'm missing someone, are leading that DEI work, and several of you have volunteered to lead a DEI session on specific topics. And so Fariha is going to put those topics just into a calendar and assign those out to the people who volunteered. Oh, Teresa Bruce. Yes, thank you. If the date doesn't work for you, that's fine, but it gives us a framework to start with to be able to anticipate who is going to be presenting on those DEI topics. So those will be forthcoming with minutes for this meeting next week. I think that's it.
Awesome. All right. So it is almost 7 exactly. So start on time, end on time. It is great to see everybody. Thank you for completing yet another round of the Baltimore City Trauma Informed Care Task Force. I will see you all in